Hello! Today we're going to watch Dance Moms, Season 1, Episode 2. So last time we met the cast. We had a dramatic incident during rehearsal. We went to competition. The group dance won 3rd place. And the trio with Maddie, Chloe, and Paige won 1st place. Hooray! Episode 2 opens at the pyramid. Abby says Phoenix was rough. You guys got your butts kicked because they got 3rd place with the group routine. Abby says that here in Pittsburgh they've won everything, but it's clearly a different story getting on a plane and flying across the country. Abby says that for years she took the kids by herself. She made sure the hair was right, she made sure the makeup was right, and put the headpiece on.
All the mothers want to go now because they are reliving their childhood through all of...
So this is interesting for a couple of reasons. First, the idea that they would go without their mothers. I don't know how competitive sports works, but I don't think they should be traveling and staying in hotels with their teacher without their mothers. This is something that comes up a lot, that's kind of contradicted throughout the years. But here Abby's saying that she wants the mothers to not go with them. Second, the idea that the moms are living through their daughters. So, to a point, I think that's probably true of any parent, right? That's what having kids means, kind of. But also, I think that, at least at this moment in time, all these families are there because the kids want to be there. Now, if they started when they were 2, is that the parent or the child's decision? Perhaps this opinion will change with the seasons, but right now I think they're all there because the girls want to be there.
And that's when the trouble happens. I am the leader, I am the teacher. You do what I say.
I get that. She's the coach. They're at dance class. They should listen to their teacher. However,
when your mother's telling you something else to do, that becomes a conflict. Do you understand that? Now.
Yes, that would be a conflict. If the mother is saying to do something opposite to what the teacher is saying. But what incident is she referring to from last week? Excluding the socks, we had an issue with Christi about the headband, but that doesn't sound like what she means. We had an issue with Kelly with the nails, where Abby had said that she didn't want the fake nails with the white French tips, and Kelly had said that she wasn't going to take them off. Well, okay, so Abby is the dance teacher, so they should listen to her when it comes to things about dance, and they should listen to their mothers about things not related to dance. So the nails, is that related to dance because not all the group dance members have them, and it could take away from the routine? Or is that like a personal issue and they should listen to their moms? So Abby moves on and asks Nia how she thinks she did, and Nia says that she thinks they could have improved. Abby asks what Nia herself could have improved, and Nia says pointing my feet. And that's a good thing to notice and to want to improve on. And then Abby says, yes, very sloppy. The feet, the legs, the shoulders, the arms. That Nia makes the same mistakes over and over and over again, and that brings down the group. Could we have just said the feet? Did we have to name all the other body parts too? She said that she would work on her feet.
Abby yells at people a little bit too much, but I think that's just because she wants them to be a better dancer and she really cares about us.
I do agree. I think that Abby does care about them. Abby then moves on to Chloe and says the headband was bad. She asks Chloe next time, what are you going to do? And Chloe says, make sure my headband stays on. Abby asks if she could have prevented that, and they both say yes. Now, okay, she doesn't get any credit for dancing blindly. They won. Isn't that all that matters? I'm not sure how preventable that is. Yes, you could just keep putting pins in it, or more glue and more pins, but things happen. Wouldn't it be better to be prepared for something like that happening and talking about how you keep dancing? Maybe talk about like, okay, so you can't see, you have a choice to just keep dancing and maybe fall, or do the wrong hand movements to reach up and pull it so that you could at least see which way would be best. I guess continuing to dance blindly, because Abby didn't say anything about that, so I guess Chloe made the right choice there, so that's good.
Abby is very scary.
Abby's terrifying to me.
She has a deep voice that you will be very afraid of.
Who's afraid of it? You?
No.
I'm a little afraid of it.
See?
Abby introduces this week's group number. It's called Electricity, and it's
Is what I would refer to as West Coast jazz or LA jazz. It's hot, it's sassy. It's what you would see in a music video. So hopefully it's going to step these kids up to the next level, and we're going to see something from them we've never seen before.
well, I suppose that's true, but we'll get back to that. So the pyramid is already set up. Abby takes Maddie's picture, which is at the top, and she says that it's because she was great this weekend, because Maddie didn't give her any trouble, and because her mother also didn't give Abby any trouble. So again, the only real mother issue last week was the nails with Kelly and Chloe's headband, which I guess you could say that's Christi's fault, but like, is it though? Abby says that Maddie is going to be front and center at the beginning of the routine. Right, because being at the top means that you're front and center.
I'm not trying to be rude, but I'm probably one of the best dancers in my group.
I do think that production probably asks them certain questions or directs them to respond in certain ways, but I'm not sure what production could have asked her that she would respond in this way. Maybe this was like her first interview, so she was trying to talk herself up to be selected, but it kind of sounds like she's saying things that she's heard adults say. Like she knew it was a rude thing to say that you're better than everyone else, but maybe she's been told that she's the best. Who would tell her that?
Everybody's goal should be right here. Yes? Okay.
Okay, I think we might know who tells her that. So there's also 2 solos competing. Maddie will be doing one of her solos, and Chloe will be doing one of her solos. This sounds like they already know their solos, but if they're new routines, what does she mean one of her solos? Like, are there Maddie solos and Chloe solos? So Maddie's going to do a Maddie solo and Chloe's going to do a Chloe solo? Like they're different?
Melissa does not like me because Chloe's Maddie's biggest competition. She doesn't like that. And to be honest, I don't like Melissa. I know her true colors.
Whoa, okay. Like, I get that they do solos and stuff, but this is a team, right? During the group rehearsal, Abby explains about the competition they're going to and that the girls are doing all new numbers. Oh, okay.
Here we are, sitting here like a bunch of jackasses.
Christi says that she would say that Maddie and Chloe go back and forth as the best dancers of the group, and that Christi's goal for Chloe this year is to beat Maddie. And then we get the clip of her saying that if Chloe wants to be the best, she has to beat the best, and Maddie's the best. They show a clip of Christi telling Chloe to dance good before she goes into rehearsal. Then Christi says that she does feel like she pushes Chloe.
My job as Chloe's mother to motivate her because I feel Chloe has star potential.
I agree, it is her job as her mother to motivate her and help her to keep going with whatever she's working on. But I don't know.
Did you hear that talk in there? I know, I hate it. Be like Maddie, be like Maddie. Who's at the...
Yeah, so I think Maddie wasn't as much like bragging as she was just parroting what she hears the adults say.
bottom of the pyramid? Nia's at the bottom of the pyramid, and it's not right. Brooke's at the bottom of the pyramid. No, Brooke's at the bottom of the pyramid. So is Brooke. She's with Nia and Mackenzie. Well, okay, but Nia...
I think this clip is kind of funny. They're arguing about who's the bottomest of the bottom of the pyramid. So I guess like the pyramid in cheerleading is to hold people up, right? So is the middle of the bottom like last? Because they're supporting the most weight? But in this pyramid, is last, the one on the left, or the one on the right, or the one in the middle?
Step up and it's like, ha, yeah? Throw it out there. Do it again.
I feel like this clip shows that Abby is again modeling what it should look like, and this was a good exchange. I think Nia seems to understand what Abby is demonstrating. She didn't yell, she demonstrated. That's good.
Everyone else, there was something wrong with what they did, but Maddie had nothing wrong. She was perfect. That makes my kid feel bad.
Yes, I agree. That would make kids feel bad. If everyone got a correction at Pyramid, then everyone at Pyramid should get a correction. Or even better, maybe everyone should get a positive comment.
I guess she's setting us up for another Maddie Chloe showdown.
I get that they both have solos to do, and if they're in the same age category, then someone has to win that age category. But they're still a team.
It'll be the same old, same old. You know, Abby will be working with Maddie right before she goes on stage, and it'll be me in the back hallway with my daughter, because that's how it always is. All the focus is on Maddie, and then there's nothing left for anybody else.
Right.
So we're hearing that the other moms feel like that Maddie gets more of Abby's attention than their daughters do.
I don't care what the other moms think, because my kid is the star, and maybe Maddie's the favorite because she's the best and she follows the rules and she pays attention.
Melissa's goal for Maddie this season is to win Dancer of the Year nationally. She says that Maddie has what it takes to be a star. She has drive, she has determination, and she's definitely a perfectionist. Melissa says that she thinks that Maddie is the best dancer in their studio. That she doesn't think the other moms are jealous of her, they're jealous of her daughter because of all the attention she gets and because she's front and center in a lot of dances. We get a clip of Abby working with Brooke, I guess in the group rehearsal.
My mom is a brilliant dance teacher, and I am continuing that legacy.
The legacy, yes.
When I was a young dance student, I realized that my talents were better used for choreography and behind the scenes than on stage performing. So I started my own company at the age of 14.
That's impressive. It really is. To know what you want to do at 14 and to be able to do that at 14 is really quite impressive. I don't know why she needed to make her own company. Like, was it attached to her mom's studio or like separate? Was it in competition with her mom's studio or like together with it? But this does explain a little bit about her toughness. That probably was tough at 14. Abby worked really hard from a very young age to create and maintain this legacy. She's very serious about her business, and that's a good thing. Back to the group rehearsals, Kelly is saying to the other moms that she doesn't like that move that Brooke is doing. It's too sexy. Abby tells Brooke to make it like you're 17 years old. She's not 17, she's 14. What kind of dance is this going to be? Kelly talks about what competition they're going to and that they usually don't go to this competition because the town it's in is not like a West Coast town. She says that she doesn't know how this town is going to react to this dance. Abby says that she created a new number after being on the West Coast in Phoenix. Is Phoenix West Coast? Because it's hot?
The kids are dressed so skimpy and we're so hot and dynamic on stage that I wanted to do something similar.
Right. Because it's hot. Wait. Do I think that Abby would plan a skimpy, hot, dynamic number to take to a very conservative town? Yes, I think she would do that. You know who else I think would do that? The producers of a TV show.
This is way too much. I don't know how they keep up with.
Again, I don't know, being not a dancer or a competitive sports teams type person, but of the moms, Kelly is the dancer. She danced under Abby. If she's saying that it's like too much to keep up with, maybe she's right. In the group rehearsal, Abby tells Chloe that she sets the tone for the whole dance, so be amazing. It seems to be going well. While they're practicing, we get a voiceover of Abby saying that she doesn't care what anybody says. It's her studio, it's her company. The children need a challenge. They need something edgy. So this group routine must be edgy.
I don't have my own children, but I teach children from 3 years old to 18.
For how long? Till they're 18? Oh, interesting. Let's hang on to that for much later.
I practically raise these kids, and then I send them off to be professional dancers.
Again, that line between teacher and family. Do teachers raise students?
There's a quote that I know that I often use. The best parenting that a parent can do is to raise their child to survive on their own. And that's what I do. I train a kid, I give them every survival skill that they need to go out in the world and make it as a professional dancer. And
I agree with this quote. I think that is the point of parenting. It's that you want your child to be okay on their own. So as the teacher, she wants them to be able to make it as a professional dancer. That's great. Every survival skill that they need. So Abby is working with Nia on the group dance, and Holly makes this face.
turn those hands in.
Then Abby tells Nia to turn her hands in and more butt. It's all about the butt. I don't think Holly likes the moves of this dance either. Okay, so last week we met Kathy, and I had this tiny thought when I was typing the captions, like, oh, Kathy and Vivi weren't at the competition. And then I forgot again. Because Kathy had wanted Vivi to compete with them the first weekend, last weekend, but Abby said that she needed to work with Vivi more first. I guess she meant it because they didn't appear at the competition last week. So the moms are watching the rehearsal, and there's someone sitting next to Melissa. I'm not sure who it is. I don't know if maybe a producer came in and told Melissa to go ahead and release the info on Kathy. Maybe, I don't know. So Melissa says that a new girl came in last week to audition. Christi asks how old she is, and Melissa says that she's 6.5. So Melissa works at the front desk, so she knew about Vivi all week, and I think couldn't say anything to the other moms until this week. So Melissa says that she thinks that Abby is going to put this new girl in their group. Kelly seems surprised that a 6-year-old could be joining.
And if you think I'm perky and happy, oh my gosh, just wait and see.
Melissa says that Kathy reminds her of Mr. Rogers' wife. Mr. Rogers is from Pittsburgh. She says that Kathy kept high-fiving Vivi.
Go, girlfriend.
And I was like, oh my gosh.
So Vivi is 6 years old, and her mom, dance teacher, gives her high fives. Kids like high fives. They're good reinforcement. So why does Melissa make this face? Are they not allowed to high five their kids? Or is it like embarrassing? Does she think 6 is too old for high fives?
She's actually a dance teacher.
Well, if she's a dance teacher, why isn't she teaching her own daughter?
I have no idea.
I said last week when we met Kathy that I kind of agreed that maybe it's time for Vivi to have a dance coach that's not her mom. Melissa says that she can tell that Kathy is very positive and upbeat, which I guess you could say that.
Kind of a nice person. And Abby is so the opposite.
Wait till she gets a load of this.
So Melissa said that Abby is the opposite of positive, upbeat, and a nice person.
I already have to deal with Melissa being a perky goody two-shoes. Oh, Jesus. Now we have this new mom coming in who's like Snobby Poppins, and she can be Melissa's perky bookend.
I guess maybe I don't know what perky means, because I don't really think I would describe Kathy or Melissa as perky, but okay. Okay, so the next day is 3 days until competition. The moms and the girls are in the den waiting for Abby. The girls are kind of like talking and standing around, and Melissa says that Abby's coming. They kind of run to their spots and start stretching, and Kelly says, Abby's coming, like you better run and do what you're supposed to be doing. Which, okay, I guess if they're supposed to be stretching and they were standing, but like it hasn't started yet, so I don't know. Abby asks if everyone's here for the electricity competition group, like as if they're waiting to be called in for an audition. The girls say yes. Abby says to the moms that before they rehearse, the seamstress is here, and she's going to do a costume fitting so they can get them finished for today. Abby asks if the girls are excited. They say yes. They ask if they're pretty and what color they are. Abby says they're black and turquoise. The girls are all excited, and Abby tells them to go into the room. Holly says that new costumes are always really exciting. They never know what they're going to get. I kind of think that a mother of, how old is Nia? Let's say 11. The mother of an 11-year-old should have some input in the costume. Like Abby could draw them and then show the moms and then something, maybe.
I don't add up the bills because it's too much money to add up the bills with dance. I think I'd pass out on the floor.
So the $16,000 a year that Christi says she pays Abby, that doesn't include the costumes? They also have to pay for costumes? And they have no say in the costumes. They just pay for them. And I kind of feel like the never knowing what they're going to get and having no say in it is like overshadowed by how much they cost. Like, it's like a distraction tactic almost. Or maybe it just sounds that way. So Abby calls Nia in first, and this is the mom's responses.
Where's the rest of her costume?
Abby says, that's it.
We need to spice it up.
I guess we're going for skin to win?
Yes.
They are 6 to 13 years old, and this is dance class. And remember, they're going to a very conservative town for competition this weekend. One that they don't usually attend because it's too conservative. And they're going for skin to win. Abby continues and talks about how to wear their hair.
How are we wearing the socks?
2 inches of
Abby says 2 inches above the knee with bare legs.
legs and use
And to use your double stick lingerie tape. Okay. Abby continues and says that she'll give them the stones when they finish the fitting so they can get to stoning. So they also have to finish making the costumes that they pay for. That's not included in what they already pay for. And they have no say in it. Abby dismisses Nia and asks her to send the next girl in.
them. So
While Nia is leaving, Christi says that they're headed to this conservative town for competition, that their regular dance wear would cause people there to have a stroke, let alone these things.
Guys, we gotta wear stuff like this. Like when we were in Phoenix last weekend, everybody had outfits on like this.
Then Paige walks in.
Oh.
They look like little tarts. They do not look like little girls.
This is a very nice way to describe this costume. Kelly says that they don't think of it as inappropriate, they think of it as their costume. And Holly says, like, yeah, but the people in the audience won't see it that way. And Christi says that they've had costumes smaller, it's that it looks
Sleazy.
I agree with this. I've seen most of these episodes at least 10 times, and I've definitely seen costumes with less physical material, but it's the styling of it, the way it looks is just
Sleazy.
that's how the people in the audience will see it, and on the TV. And also, it's dance. It's not a costume competition. I get that you get points for your costume, but I thought those points were more like how the costume works with the dance. The styling. Does it match the dance? Does it match the song? Does it make a whole concept? Not like skin to win. Holly wave raises her hand surrendering and says that she absolutely thinks it's too sexy. Christi raises her hand in agreement. Abby says, can we not use that word? And the moms list some other words they could use. Skimpy, scandalous, sassy. Holly says that it's too much for their age.
You'll be with 800 other kids that look the same way.
I feel like Abby looked at the camera or the person standing by the camera because we know that this place they're going is conservative, so probably no, they won't be with 800 other kids that look just like that. I think that maybe this idea, this plan with this costume and this dance was somewhat mutual between Abby and the producers. I really feel like it's something that a producer of a reality show would do. So I'm not sure that Abby has full responsibility on this.
If you don't like what I'm doing, go open your own studio.
Yes, that is one option. Can we not come to somewhere in between those? Can we not have a little say in the costumes without opening our own studio? Because, like, that's a lot of work, and there would be a lot of studios.
These moms come to me because of my credentials and, of course, my success rate. But then they want to tell me how to do my business. Not going to happen.
They said they felt the costumes were too mature for the age group. Surely that's something that could be discussed. They could do a lot of different things with that information. I don't know how the costumes are made. I don't know if this lady like sewed all of it, or if she does like the frilly parts. The moms do the rhinestoning, so. But it kind of looks like she understands what the moms are saying, and that maybe perhaps she agrees a little, but she has to do what Abby says because it's Abby's business. Christi has her hand over her eyes when Chloe walks in. She's scared.
Chloe, let me ask you, how do you feel about the costume?
Abby asks Chloe how she feels about the costume, and Chloe says that she loves it. She really does seem to love it. Paige seemed to love it too. Nia was a little meh about it. But we already just covered this. The girls think of it as a costume. They don't understand, like, clothing tropes and what things look like to other people. They're 10.
They don't know any better.
Christi says that it's just embarrassing for their daughters to be up there dressed like that. And I think she means like literally, because they were standing on like a step thing during the fitting. So I guess the producer asked her in an interview, like, what was it like seeing the costumes? Like, that is embarrassing. I could never wear something like that out in public, as a kid or an adult. And then Christi says,
Look like prostitutes.
which is a crazy moniker, but I included it because it's kind of iconic and there will be a sequel later. Christi asks Chloe how her dad would feel about this costume, and Abby says that until he's there painting and working and cleaning, he doesn't get a say. I don't agree. I think the parents of a 10-year-old should have a say in the costumes that they wear on stage at a competition. Then we see Kathy and Vivi driving to rehearsal.
Abby only demands 3 things if you want to be on her competition team: time, dedication, and money. I have all 3.
And she says that she's going to spend what it takes. So I guess of all 3 of those things. And that's why they are driving 2.5 hours to Abby's school. I like that Kathy called it a school, because that's what it is. She says that they do this because Abby makes kids stars, and she thinks that Abby can make Vivi a star. Vivi is a star. So Kathy and Vivi are waiting in Studio A, I guess, the regular one.
Hey! Sorry, I'm late. Are you all warmed up?
Oh, what was that word that Abby just used? So we answered that question. Yes, Abby has apologized. She apologized to Vivi for what? I guess they were waiting on her? Abby asks Vivi if she's all warmed up and ready to go, and she says yes. So Abby suggests that Kathy go over there and play her music, and that she can grab a stool, and Kathy says okay. We see Vivi in an interview segment saying that her favorite thing to do is dance and
Play baseball.
So then Abby and Vivi are rehearsing, and she uses a dance term, and Vivi doesn't understand. Kathy tries to point the right way to Vivi, and Abby says in an interview that she gets these kids in here from other dance studios all the time.
And none of them have been taught proper terminology. So instead of saying a grand jeté, they are like flying saucer leap. And I'm like, what is that? That's such a joke.
So this is something that I have heard from other types of extracurricular type teachers. One approach when teaching small children is to use language that's more concrete, like describing what it looks like or sounds like in a way that a kid can relate to. Like calling it a flying saucer leap because you look like a flying saucer in the air. Another approach is to call things what they are called, to use the correct terms from a very young age. I can understand both approaches. Typically, these other terms are still somewhat universal. Like if Abby gets students from all these other studios, they probably all use flying saucer leap. So it's still kind of like a universally accepted term, it's just a description instead of the proper term. Which in dance, it seems the proper terms are largely in a language other than English, so it's probably hard for kids to remember a word they can't pronounce. But I understand wanting to use proper terminology, so I get why that could frustrate the new teacher. The best way, I think, to handle this would be to use both for a while and slowly replace the incorrect terms, which is the plan for those who use those terms to begin with. The plan is to eventually replace those words with the proper terms as the kids get older. I don't think either method is wrong or bad, and if Vivi still knows what to do, she just calls it something different, that's okay. Then Abby helps Vivi get into the correct position, like a pose on the floor without jumping, and says that that's how she should be in the air. And I think that's a good way to show it. I understood that. Now I know what a flying saucer leap is. Then Abby says in an interview that Vivi needs a lot of work.
She really does. But I'm going to go ahead and let her compete this weekend because I think it would be good for her.
Well, that's nice. I'm sure she'll do great. We go back upstairs to the moms, and Kelly asks Melissa if that's the new girl, and if she comes from a competition studio. Melissa says that she said that she was on a competition team, and Kelly says that it doesn't look like it. Abby says that she's been able to work with Vivi more closely this week.
So I'm going to let her do a little jazz duet with Mackenzie.
Oh yay, that'll be fun.
There has money.
I have a group of moms at my studio that have caused many students to leave.
Alright, well, we saw one student leave. She left because of socks. The only interaction I saw with the other moms was with Holly when she tried to shh her, and then when she said bye to her.
They sit upstairs in the observation mezzanine and degrade other people's children.
Well, they said that it didn't look like she came from a competition team.
Go get a job and come back and pick your kid up at the end of the night.
Oh, interesting. Abby said to go get a job and don't be there. Let's remember that. And also, yeah, I don't know about this. I get, like, at school you drop your kid off and pick them up at the end of the day. Is dance class the same? Is it different because it's like a physical activity and there's like a chance of injury? Or is it atypical for parents to stay or watch an extracurricular rehearsal? I don't know. I guess it would be okay to drop the kids off, but...
Oh my goodness, she fell over.
I mean, Kelly did kind of laugh there, but I don't think she was being degrading. But let's remember that idea of the moms making other parents leave the studio. We get some footages of the girls rehearsing, and Melissa says that she's very surprised that Abby
Is letting Vivian on the competition team for this weekend.
Melissa is watching the duet rehearsal and says, oh, she's just stepped on my daughter. Not in a degrading way, just like, oh, she stepped on my daughter. Just like a fact, I guess. We didn't really see that, but I guess the camera missed it. Abby is demonstrating to Vivi and Kenzie.
Boom, to the right.
This is good. She's modeling what it should look like. That's great. Christi asks Melissa what the mom is like. Melissa says that she's very nice, very nice. Christi says that she's just getting kind of pissed that Kathy is allowed in there, and Kelly says that Kathy's allowed in there because she's a dance teacher and one of Abby's colleagues. Abby says that she thinks that she's done enough with the routine right now. Now she's going to see what they can do together, so Kathy is dismissed to go upstairs. Kathy leaves, and Abby starts having the girls practice things. She walks upstairs, and the moms say hi.
Girls, this is Kathy.
Hi.
Hi, Kathy.
Well, that was a nice greeting. Hooray, we met Kathy.
You guys are rhinestoning, huh?
For this weekend.
Okay. So somebody's gonna rhinestone mine, right?
No. You got a rhinestone your own.
Is it normal for parents to put rhinestones on the costumes? It doesn't seem like Kathy is familiar with this practice. What are rhinestones? I thought they like glued them, but they're like sewing? Do the rhinestones have like little hooks and you sew them on? That's a lot of work. and Kelly and Melissa sometimes have to do 2 costumes. Good thing they don't have jobs they have to go to. Well, Holly does.
Oh, well, what happens if you don't know how to sew?
You need to learn.
We have a seamstress at our studio that does all this. The moms don't do any of it. We're way more organized than you guys are.
So Abby does have a seamstress. We met her earlier at the costume fitting, but she doesn't do rhinestones, I guess. But these moms always do the rhinestoning, so I don't think it's a lack of organization. I think that's the way it's organized, so that the moms have to do it.
Found it weird that she owns a dance studio and she's bringing her daughter 2 hours away to a different dance studio.
I mean, yeah, we talked about this. I agree that maybe the mom shouldn't be the teacher. That might not be the best option for some people. For some people, it's probably fine. We meet some other daughters of dance teachers later. But the 2-hour drive 5 days a week, that would be rough. That's a lot.
I mean, I would think that you would make your dance studio be good enough for your own child.
I agree with that too. Yes, maybe Kathy shouldn't be Vivi's teacher. Maybe someone else at the studio could be. But maybe Kathy only has a couple of teachers. And maybe because she's the owner, they're more like family. And maybe Kathy wants separation between school and family. And maybe that's okay.
Why don't you
Go back to my studio. Go back to my studio.
I don't think that Kelly was being rude here. I think she was genuinely just asking why. But I see how maybe that could be taken in an offensive way. But I think Kathy kind of expected it.
I don't care what these moms think of me. All I care is that I get Vivi where she needs to be, and that is to the top.
Of the pyramid? Oh, someone's there already, but maybe next week.
And do you guys use Swarovski crystals?
Yes.
Yeah, so do we.
See, they're really not that different. Then we go to Maddie's solo rehearsal. Abby is saying in an interview that this week Maddie and Chloe both have new solos. Maddie will be doing an emotional lyrical routine to Cry, the iconic Cry solo. And Chloe will be doing a musical theater number to Baby Mine. Abby gives Maddie some feedback while she's rehearsing, and we hear Maddie in an interview say,
I dance 7 days a week from 4 o'clock to 10 o'clock, and we don't get home until like 11:45.
Wait, first, 7 days a week. Well, okay, because the competition is on the weekend, but it's like during the day, I guess, and then the travel time for the competition. And then she says they go till 10, but they don't get home till 11:45. And they do not live 2 hours away, they live nearby. But I believe Maddie. I think she's telling the truth. I think maybe rehearsal goes till 10 on paper, and they actually get home at 11:45. I kind of believe that. That's a lot of hours, like a lot, like a little bit more than a full-time job. And they're 10 or 6. Back to rehearsal, Abby loudly tells Maddie don't bounce in that split and to plie. It's a loud correction, but it's specific and constructive. We hear Maddie say in an interview that Chloe is her biggest competitor and that she thinks that she is
A little bit better than her because I've won many awards than her.
You see Kenzie's face? So I kind of feel like she's trying to be nice and say what they want her to say, but in like the nicest way that she can. But Kenzie seems like she's overhearing about this, which would mean that it's mentioned often.
My daughter's supposed to be doing her solo this weekend. Why isn't she working with my kid? Why is she in there doing this? Is this competing?
her last name isn't.
So, well, first, I don't know why Christi is specifically addressing only Kelly with her back kind of turned to Melissa. I'm pretty sure that Christi asked if this, what Abby is doing right now, is competing this weekend, which I thought we were watching Maddie's solo rehearsal, and we know that Maddie is competing a solo this weekend. So what was Abby in there doing that wasn't competing?
Maddie's been in class this week working on her solo, and it's perfected and it's wonderful and perfect, and then she's gonna send my daughter out on stage kind of looking like a fool.
So this idea that Maddie gets more rehearsal time than the other girls is like a huge plot line for the whole show. I agree they should have equal time. Like, equitable amounts of time. Maddie shouldn't learn a solo on Monday and then Chloe doesn't learn hers till Friday. That would not be fair. But I don't know exactly what Christi means. Did Maddie have extra classes? Did Chloe have less classes? Did they not work on Chloe's solo when she was in class? We didn't actually see a rehearsal for Chloe. We saw Nia and Brooke working on the group dance. We saw Vivi and Kenzie working on their duet. And we saw Maddie's solo rehearsal. We saw Chloe stationary turning her head. Was there no footage of Chloe's rehearsal? Was it less time? Was it 17 minutes? Or not even? How does she know what to work on if she didn't have a rehearsal? Then I think it's nighttime, I'm not sure. It's kind of dark outside, and Christi and Chloe are rehearsing her solo like on their porch at home with no teacher. But at least they have music. Chloe doesn't really seem like into it. She's like holding back, or perhaps it's the cameraman on her front porch. Maybe. But Christi says some interesting things during this clip. She tells Chloe to get down and that you have to do it. It's kind of stern. I can't hear what Chloe says, but then Christi says, I know, Chloe. So I feel like this is a really hard situation for both of them. If it's nighttime, Chloe has already been at school for 57 hours and then 57 hours at dance class, but she didn't learn her solo, at least enough at dance class. So I guess if she wants to compete it, they have to do this. It might be morning because it's kind of light outside, and they're at dance till 10. So then she had to wake up extra early, put her dance clothes on, rehearse her unknown solo, and then go to school for 57 hours, and then dance class for 57 hours. It's a lot on her, and she seems tired. Then we see Christi in an interview saying that she often wonders if Abby gave Chloe
1/20th of the same attention that she gave Maddie.
What kind of dancer she could be. And that she, Christi, is the only one giving Chloe attention, and she's not a qualified dance teacher. I mean, asking for 1/20th of something, that's pretty bad. And I guess we kind of saw that in the footage. Then Chloe says that her hip really hurts, and Christi says that they don't have a choice. This is all they have, I guess time-wise, and they have to do it. So go and do it again. So we don't know all the conversations they have off camera, but this feeling of having to do it, I don't think is good. I think if she's injured, she doesn't want to learn it at home last minute because Abby hates this last minute crap, then maybe she should be asked if she wants to compete the solo. Maybe she was, maybe they talked about it. And if she does want to compete it, then I guess they do have to do it this way. Christi says in the interview that it really upsets her because it's not just her that it's hurting her child, and she's the one that keeps bringing her back. So this is also like a theme of the show, the mom's feeling like this. Because I do think that Chloe wants to do this. I think she wants to dance with her friends at the studio. But Christi knows that it's a stressful environment, but she doesn't know what she should do. It's a hard decision. How much is too much? How long is too long? How do you decide that? Then Christi continues and says that she wonders what it's doing to Chloe's psyche to always be held down and not given the same opportunities to excel. They continue rehearsing on the porch, and Christi tells her to do it one more time, and she gives her a few corrections, and then it's the next day. It's one day till competition. And now Chloe's rehearsing her solo. Hooray! Abby adds 2 steps in. We hear Christi saying that she pays Abby an exorbitant amount of money so that she'll get the same attention that Abby gives to Maddie. Christi says that Maddie gets all these extra classes, she gets all this extra attention, and Chloe gets none of that.
They say, oh no, everything's fair. It's not fair.
So I do have to agree here. They should have learned it the same day, or at least before the day before. It's a 2-minute number. There wasn't 2 minutes before the day before. That's not jealousy. That's just wanting equitable treatment. We see a flashback clip of Abby and Christi arguing in the hallway last week at the competition. The part where Christi is saying, "I'm not gonna have you treat me like this, I'm an adult." And Abby says, "Act like one." And Christi says, "Remember, I pay your bills, you work for me." So production is reminding us again that this is dance class. The moms pay the teacher to teach their daughters dance. We see Abby modeling something to Chloe during her rehearsal.
Tomorrow is the competition, and I have no doubt in my mind that we are going to blow this thing out of the water.
Okay, well that's good to have confidence in them. Abby says that Chloe is one of her strongest dancers, that she's really coming along nicely.
There's a few technical issues she needs
to work on, but mainly applying corrections. She
needs to apply corrections quickly and then move on.
So technical things means like doing it correctly, right? Like the fundamentals, the correct way of doing it. So there's things that she's not doing correctly, and corrections are like quick, like right now when they're doing it, that they apply and fix quickly, like straighten your legs. So if these corrections that she's not applying quickly enough are part of the technical things that she needs help with, how do you quickly fix something if you don't know the right way of doing it? All right, so now we're in the group rehearsal. Kelly says that she brought costumes to Stone, so they're still working on rhinestoning the group costumes. Well, Kelly does have 2. She's the only one that has 2 of this costume. That must take so long to do. Abby gives a correction to Nia and Chloe. Then Kathy and Vivi come upstairs, and Kathy introduces Vivi to the moms. Kathy asks what the moms are doing. They say rhinestoning. Kathy says, "You're doing what? Rhinestoning again?" They say yeah, and Kathy says, "I don't stone."
I'm no stoner.
It's a little funny. Kathy sits down. Christi asks Melissa what's there to do where we're going, because it's like, I guess like a small conservative town. And Kathy says the outlets are right there, so shopping. Kelly says, "You're going to be changing costumes, or do you bring somebody to change your costumes?"
I'll have a changer with me. God.
Wow, the difference between what the moms are expected to do at Kathy's studio versus Abby's studio. So the group rehearsal continues, and Abby's up and modeling, and it's going well. Christi says that she's so stressed out about
everything I need to do at home.
How do you guys get your housework done?
I don't. Like, I'm trying to make it home before my husband because there's Cheerios all over my kitchen, and I have to sweep real quick before he comes home. I have to vacuum, and I need to fold all my laundry and pack for tomorrow.
It cuts back to the group rehearsal, and the song is literally saying, "I don't really care." It's a little funny, like that's what Abby would say. The screen says it's 7:15 p.m. Back to Christi.
I didn't cook dinner for my kids. Like, my house is a mess. I have laundry everywhere. The studio overtakes my life.
Yeah, that's hard. That's a lot of stuff to do, and they're traveling tomorrow. I don't think I could do this traveling every weekend thing. It's not for everyone. At least they're not flying across the country this time.
It's the night before a competition, and Chloe needs sleep. She's been going from 6:30 in the morning until 9:30 at night.
Maddie goes till 10 or 11:30 or something. Christi gets emotional in the little doorway to the studio, and Kelly says that it'll all get done, and Christi asks when. Kelly says that if you're gonna have to sleep on the bus, sleep on the bus. Which I guess you could sleep on the bus, but I'm not really sure if that counts as sleep for most people. That would be hard. Christi says that this baby has been out since who knows what time this morning. I'm not sure if she means Chloe or her sister, but I guess it's true for both of them. Kelly tries to encouragingly say that she's fine, but Christi says no, she's not, that they need to go home and eat dinner. She needs to go home. She's overwhelmed. And once you get in that headspace, it's hard to get out of. So Christi and Chloe go into the lobby area to talk to Abby.
Abby, I need to know what's going on with Chloe's dance, because we can't stay until 9 o'clock tonight. I haven't been home since 8 this morning.
Matt needs her for tap.
Is tomorrow's dance a tap routine? Is tap always Friday till 9 when they have a competition the next morning?
But she's gonna dance until 9. She's a little girl. 7 hours of dance is a lot.
Wait, 9 o'clock. 7 hours. So she's been there since 2? That seems like a lot of dancing the night before a competition.
Then don't audition for any Broadway shows, because you'll be working 12 hours a day.
Okay, like I get that, but they're not on a Broadway show. They're at dance class after going to school for at least 6 hours, and then 7 hours of dance, and they're 10. Are 10-year-olds working 12 hours a day on Broadway?
Christy's telling me she's concerned about Chloe. She's concerned about the new music and her performance this weekend, that she wants to leave early.
Okay, no, Christy asked what was going on with Chloe's dance, like her solo, for tomorrow. Abby says she needs to go to tap, so if she stays, she won't be working on her solo, she'll be in tap class. And Christy was concerned about the 7 hours of dancing. Like, in my opinion, she started out asking if Chloe was going to work more on her solo, which is a valid question. She could just work on it at home again after she eats dinner. But Abby threw Christy off of this by saying that if she was on a Broadway show, it would be a 12-hour day. So instead of responding to Christy's actual concern, Abby made her feel like they're not doing enough, that Chloe's not working hard enough. She should be able to dance for 12 hours a day after school.
And my older students that have gone on to be Broadway professionals, they would have stayed in this room until midnight.
11:45? Your what students? Your older students? Your senior company of 17, 18-year-olds, those ones?
She can sleep tomorrow on the bus for 5 hours.
Yeah, we'll see how much sleep is possible on the bus. Then Abby asks Chloe,
what do you want to do?
I have to get ready for the morning tomorrow.
And you have a ton of homework.
I'm on homework and I have to go to bed early.
You want to leave? Leave.
wouldn't you want your dancers to be well rested the night before a competition? Like, I get it, but also I think they should be allowed to leave if they're feeling this way. And Abby's making them feel like they can't. Or, actually work on her solo, maybe? So Christy and Chloe walk out to the car. Christy says, I know you're tired. I know we were supposed to come home early tonight, but that she has to finish her solo. Chloe says that it's finished, they just need to fix a part. Which again, can they not just do that real quick? But Christy says she knows, but it's only an hour, so she can come back and get Chloe. I think Christy is just really overwhelmed in this moment, and Abby got her all confused and flustered. Christy apologizes to Chloe and said that if she wants to go home, she can, but then they should probably pull her solo and not compete it. I don't know that this is necessary either, though. She knows it, they just need to fix a part. It would probably take Abby 5 minutes to show her the part, and then they could leave. But Matt needs her for tap. I don't know what I would do here either. Maybe they should go home and eat dinner and come back after tap. Christy says in an interview that she wanted to be a dancer when she was a kid, but she had a hard childhood and wasn't afforded that opportunity.
When I make decisions for my children, I really just try to do it based on what I think is best for my kids.
Because no one did that for her when she was a kid, and it's really important to her to do it for her girls. Chloe decides to go back in the studio, and later she's sitting in the den talking to the cameraman, and she says that she was trying to stay strong for her mom because she didn't want to cry and make her mom more upset. That's so sweet and sad. It's just dance class. So Chloe walks back into the studio from the parking lot.
Chloe, I don't know what all that's about. And all that hugging and all that crying and all that carrying on is ridiculous.
So she was watching them in the parking lot. Abby asks Chloe, who's in there? Pointing to the studio. Well, the camera shows us it's Maddie. And Abby repeats, who's in there? Who's leaving at 8:45 tonight? Well, it's Maddie. Then Abby continues.
You're an amazing dancer. You're Junior Miss Dance in Pennsylvania right now. You should never be leaving early.
I get that, but...
This is what's important. This is your life right now. Yes? You need to be in tap in 2 minutes. Go.
Then Chloe says to the cameraman in the den that she feels like she just needs a break sometimes, and Abby is pushing her to an upper level that she didn't know she should be at yet, but that she feels like she should take the challenge. So I agree with her here. Like, yes, it's the night before a competition. I guess they should be practicing. Apparently rehearsal ends at 8:45 tonight, so it's like 1 more hour. And you can't really take a break the night before a competition. I get that. But also, Chloe is also right. Abby is talking to them like they're adults in professional jobs, and they're not. They may be someday, but right now they're just kids, and they're working really hard. Alright, so it's competition day. It's 6 a.m. The bus is there. Everybody's getting their luggages out of their cars.
Let's go stand over here. Come on.
And Melissa is saying that she feels like the competition is going to be very conservative, that the other costumes are going to be very low-key, and the dances as well. Then we hear Christi say that the other teams will probably be wearing gowns from head to toe.
Here we come, naked.
Abby arrives with a towel on her head. Maddie tells her nice hair. Abby asks if everyone's ready and if they brought everything, their costumes. Kelly says, no, we left those at home. It's a little funny.
Even though I love the dance electricity and I'm fine with the costumes, I don't know how well it's gonna go over.
At this competition in this conservative town, then they get in their seats on the bus and Kathy's luggages are still in the parking lot.
Whose stuff is
That's
this?
mine. Well, no one is going to help me do this?
I like Melissa's face here. Yes, Kathy, the bus driver guy put them in the bus, but you were supposed to take it to him so that he would know that it went with them in the bus. So now they're on the bus. It's a 4-hour drive.
How come you came this way? Why didn't you go down Road Eye right onto the parkway?
Oh my God, now just telling the bus driver how to drive.
Yeah, this will happen pretty much every bus ride. Sometimes it's funny.
Abby's always yelling at the bus driver because she thinks that he doesn't know where he's going, but I know he is because we always get there.
I think this is an interesting thought. The bus driver knows where he's going. They always get where they're going, but not the way Abby would have gotten there.
On the parkway, it would have been a straight shot and a lot faster.
It's a little funny. I don't know if they had GPS at this time, but a bus driver later mentions it. Plus, like, would production really let them get lost? Well, but aren't they like driving with them?
I'm bus sick already.
You're kidding me.
No. Yeah.
Well, maybe you should sit in the front.
I feel bad for Kathy. Being bus sick for 4 hours is not fun.
Are we close to the turnpike?
Wait, he's going. No.
So then Christi tells Chloe to move seats so they can do makeup, as this will have to be done on the bus. So the sleeping for 5 hours on the bus thing? No, they can't because they have to change in a tiny bathroom and put makeup on. Melissa says that Maddie and Chloe both had to get their hair and makeup done on the bus and that it's very chaotic. So I guess the solos are first. Christi says that eyeliner might be a little hard on the bus.
Bus driver, we're doing eye makeup back here. Steady on the road.
Is it hot in here or is it just it's you?
I'd like to go out next year, actually.
They show the girls getting the makeups and a little bit of the warming up. Christi says that they're a little late, so there wasn't much time to warm up. But it's a 4-hour drive, so maybe she means they won't have time when they get there, so they have to do it on the bus. Christi says there's a brand new dance going on. There's a ton of kids in Chloe's age division.
You're not cooperating.
Did you see Abby's face? Who's not cooperating? Christi tells Chloe that she needs to go put her costume on in the bathroom.
Stay in one lane, bus driver. Doing the eye makeup.
Melissa tells Maddie that when Chloe comes out of the bathroom, Maddie needs to go in and put her costume on. Melissa says that we enjoy the chaos, the fast, quick changes. Who, you and Maddie enjoy it? I mean, I guess that could be fun, but it seems stressful to me.
Oh, well, Kathy, there's nothing you can do. I know.
Sorry.
I know how you feel.
Poor Kathy. Only 3 more hours to go, probably. So they pull up to the competition, and Abby is saying that this competition is one that you can enter as many routines as possible, so it's a huge competition. The screen says 30 minutes to curtain call, as they're all kind of running inside the building. Abby says the girls will be judged on their performance, their technique, their costume, and choreography. We see several clips of other teams on stage, which is normal, but I feel like here they're really showing the costumes, and most of the other costumes are more conservative than our group dance costume. There are some that have a similar amount of like cloth and whatnot, but the styling is much more modest. Chloe says that she's nervous that maybe she won't hit all of her turns and remember the choreography.
I feel kind of pressured.
And she kind of glances at Christi. I feel like Chloe's just tired. She just needs a break. I don't think that Christi is pressuring her the way that that sounds. And I guess if they did sign a contract for the 6 episodes, then they do kind of have to do this. But Christi did tell her yesterday that she could pull her solo and not perform. So I feel like this is Chloe's choice to do. She's just feeling a little overwhelmed and unconfident. Then Chloe says that a lot of times she feels compared to Maddie and that she thinks this is unfair because
we're different people, so we shouldn't be compared. When I'm dancing, it should be about me, and then when Maddie's dancing, it should be about Maddie.
I could not agree more. That's exactly how it should be. So Chloe performs her solo with Paige watching from the stage. I like her performance. I kind of think maybe, just maybe, the song and a couple of the moves are getting close to not being age appropriate. And the moves like coincided with the lyrics. So like it seems intentional, right? Because we're in this super conservative town. But Chloe did great, and it looked like she really enjoyed it. Chloe runs into the lobby and into Christi's arms. Christi says she's so proud of Chloe.
Good job.
Christi says she's so excited for Chloe. Chloe says thank you. Here, Chloe is smiling. She's proud and happy. Watch her and Christi's face in this clip.
Watch your feet on the end when we worked on that to the floor, the new part when you walk out.
Okay.
Yes, otherwise I thought it was good.
And the flippant way Abby delivered the compliment part. So, yeah, based on this hallway scene, I would think that it's not Christi that Chloe feels pressure from. Their moods changed so much in a few seconds. Then Abby moves right on.
And Maddie, we want to get her ready. All right?
To me, Maddie looks uncomfortable here, like she feels bad for Chloe.
I sometimes get scared of the person before me when I'm dancing at a competition because I'm not sure if they're good or not. I don't know. I just kind of get really nervous.
You can see Kenzie next to her, so this was filmed the same day as her like intro segment, so I think she's speaking generally here and not specifically about Chloe. So we see Maddie waiting for her turn. Chloe and Paige are sitting with her, and Maddie performs her iconic solo Cry. And it's great. It's a beautiful, emotional song. It's a beautiful performance. The movements match the song's lyrical content. Chloe's did too, but it was different type of song and a different type of movements.
If I had to evaluate Chloe and Maddie's performance, it was neck and neck. They both did an outstanding job today. They came ready to perform and ready to compete, and that's what they did.
That's true. They both did a great job with the choreography they were given.
Hey, Maddie, good job. Good girl.
Oh, well, that's a different response than what we just saw Chloe get from Abby after her solo. Watch Christi's face here.
I'm proud of you. That was good. How'd it feel?
Now watch Chloe's face.
No matter how successful Chloe is, she's never successful enough in Abby's eye.
Now watch Chloe and Maddie while Christi's talking and Brooke's face at the end.
If Chloe doesn't prevail or win a category or doesn't dance as well as another child, Maddie, you know, and she throws that in Chloe's face all the time, and it's not fair.
So Chloe went first. She did great. Abby gave her corrections. Maddie danced. She did great. Abby gave her a high five and hugs and said good job. Then Maddie walks away and literally bumps into Chloe. Like, it looks mean. I can't say that Maddie's intention was to be mean or to bump her at all. There's a lot of people around. But Brooke's face kind of makes me think that maybe Brooke thought it was on purpose. But regardless, how does Chloe feel right now? I think Chloe danced just as well as Maddie here today. I think the solos were very different content-wise, but not performance-wise. So now it's time for the solo awards.
Chloe is definitely in competition for the best dancer in the group.
She says that Maddie and Chloe go back and forth.
Any given day could be either one of them.
This is a team. Yes, they do solos, but it is a team. Wouldn't the energy be better spent somewhere other than this rivalry? So Maddie wins first place. I mean, that's great. Maddie did a great job. It was a great solo.
Of course, Maddie came out on top. I expect nothing less. It takes time and energy and perseverance, and the kid has it.
Those are all true sentences. They all celebrate Maddie's win in the hallway with her giant trophies. Chloe looks a little sad, but she's handling it well. Melissa says, "Another win," and Abby says yes. Now it's time for the duet. Kathy says that her biggest fear about Vivi,
Going on stage shortly, is that she's going to forget the dance.
okay, that would be bad, but it's a duet with Kenzie, so there's another person to help her remember.
I'm nervous for Vivi, but she's like her mother. She's gorgeous, she's talented, she's a hard worker, and she will persevere.
So they get Vivi and Kenzie ready and they go practice a little backstage.
Oh, Vivi, come on, it's okay.
Vivi says in her interview that she has to go to a lot of places for competitions and that sometimes she wishes she could stay home. Yeah, that's a lot. Every weekend they do this. The duet goes on. It's cute. I think they did great. They worked well together. To me, it seemed like Kenzie enjoyed it a little bit more than Vivi, but they both did great. Kathy says after that she was a little concerned coming into the duet that perhaps Kenzie was going to be head and shoulders above Vivi, and that now she doesn't think she is. Okay.
Well, I'm really proud that you remembered it. Yes, I think we have a long way to go.
Well, I guess that response is somewhere between the response that Chloe got and the response that Maddie got from Abby. But then Abby says that they need to get back to the dressing room for the other girls, and Melissa tells Kenzie, "Let's go tell your sister how you did." The camera shows a few more of the other dancers, again, I think illustrating the types of costumes that other teams are wearing. A lot of them are long sleeves, long pants, long skirts, full coverage costumes. Some even have pants and jackets on. So they have 30 minutes till curtain call and they're all getting ready. Christi is saying in an interview that this week the group is in the 9 to 12 age category. The costume is completely age inappropriate.
The gestures and the movement in the dance is unacceptable.
Yeah, it's a pretty mature costume.
I'm trying to be supportive of my child. I want her to do well. I want her to perform to the best of her ability on stage. I'm conflicted.
The moms really don't approve of this group dance. They have voiced it several times. Abby says to the girls, "You're wearing two-piece costumes."
Either sit down and do 100 sit-ups or paint the abs on. One or the other. Let's go.
So I get that the judges are like far away, and so like the makeup and stuff helps the judges see their facial expressions. But the abs, it seems weird to paint abs on children, but I guess it's not that big of a deal in the scheme of things.
This week, the girls really need to bring it. They need to hit every turn.
Okay, that's good.
They need to look older, they need to look sophisticated, and they need to make it all look easy.
There it is. She wants them to look older. Holly says that she thinks the whole makeup and the costumes and the package of the presentation
Will definitely lend itself to being disqualified because there's always a clause about the appropriateness of the material matching the age group.
6, 7, 8, and 1.
I agree with that. There should be a clause in the competition rules about the material matching the age group of the child. That's really important, so I'm glad that that's a thing.
I hope I'm wrong. I hope Abby knows what she's doing. I hope the girls come out successful. I don't want to be the one making them feel bad.
Oh, I think Abby does know what she's doing. Christi says that she doesn't want to be the one making them feel bad, which I get. If Christi makes a scene right now about the costumes, it would just stress the girls out, and it would be her that kind of did it. The time to fix it was at the fitting when all the moms voiced all their concerns. But Abby knows what she's doing, and it's her business.
I want them, to go out and be confident, but I'm just wondering what mixed messages we're sending to a bunch of little girls.
Yeah, I agree. The moms go to the hallway and talk about it.
I mean, they really just don't get because they're doing what they're told to do.
Yes, that's right. They're excited to wear their costumes because they're supposed to wear their costumes.
But then you stand there as an adult and you watch every man in the lobby go like rubberneck to those girls walking by.
I don't know if these competitions were like open to the public or if the audience is only the other team's people. I guess it is different performing a 2-minute number at a dance competition in front of only other parents than to like dress like this at the mall or something. But there are still people there and they get their pictures taken. They're in the programs for the competitions. There's a website, they might be on that. And now we're on a TV show. So yes, costumes, but also age appropriate. So they show the girls walking down the stairs in this costume, and it's something.
Last week at the West Coast, we're doing a little doll dance in a sweet little dress.
She says that Abby sees what's out there, and all of a sudden they're dressed like streetwalkers. I mean, the costume is pretty bad. It's like bathing suit sized, and they're wearing like sleeve things and like leg things. So it's not really like the lack of material that's the problem. It's the styling. It's styled like for much older people. Well, I still wouldn't wear that, but no, it's like for a Vegas show, like an adults only type Vegas show. Which is really a shame too, because I really like the color scheme. The black and the turquoise is really pretty. It really only needed a few minor adjustments and it could have been a really cool costume. Christi says again that they're in like a conservative town and they're in horrifying outfits.
It's just so inappropriate, it's unreal.
Right, so I know this is still a documentary, and I really think that production may have had something to do with this idea. What or how much, I don't know, but it seems like the moms are saying that this is something even too much for Abby to do. Like they're kind of in shock. So it can't be something that happens a lot at the studio already, but it doesn't really matter whose idea it was. Abby is reminding the girls about timing while they walk through the hallway. I don't understand why they couldn't wear their jackets over this costume for the hallway. If it's really just about the performance, then don't show the costume in the lobby hallway, maybe? Or just cover up. I thought Abby didn't want booty shorts in the hallway last week, which I agreed with, but this is way beyond booty shorts. And the girls look uncomfortable. They looked mostly okay at the top of the stairs, but as they walk through, they look less happy. They look uncomfortable. They're kind of fidgeting with the costume and like covering things. They can feel people's eyes. They probably heard snickers, maybe some comments. It's not good. Abby is still telling them things to remember as they walk into the stage area. And then we see Abby say that here at this competition,
And I just think that we definitely have this thing sewed up.
they show a few more other studios dances. The costumes are quite a stark contrast. We hear Melissa say that she's really proud of this number because they've only been working on it for a week, and she thinks it's going to be a clean sweep and that it's fabulous. Did we see the duet awards? Did they win? So they go on and dance. Here's some clips of the viewers of this dance. Here's Abby. Here's a judge. The cameraman off stage around this time to me looks uncomfortable, like he's trying not to look at what he's filming, but keep it in frame without looking. Here's the little girls that we're sending mixed messages to. Here's Holly.
This is definitely not a dance I want anyone from my school seeing my daughter performing at all, ever.
Yeah, no, it's bad. Remember, Holly's a principal of a school, but now it's on TV too. Hooray! Here's some people in the crowd. Here's Christi. And here's the moms. So I think the girls did great. They seemed mostly together with the timing. They seemed like they were having fun. They did great. The movements, the song, and the costume are all way too mature for this age group. And then we hear Melissa say that her Maddie doesn't even know what sexy means. Yeah, that's kind of my point, she shouldn't. She shouldn't know what that means. So she shouldn't be wearing things that people would describe that way, in my opinion. Melissa says that she danced cute and she was just shaking her little butt. Yeah, that shouldn't be a sentence. And she says that Maddie just enjoys it, which I believe. They did look like they enjoyed performing this dance, but that doesn't mean that it was appropriate for the age group. Holly says that she doesn't know what to expect.
I can't imagine that dance winning any type of award.
That she's worried they'll be disqualified, which has never happened before. So Abby's never done this before. So they call 5th place, 4th place, 3rd place, 2nd place, 1st place. Nope. It wasn't any of those things. They did not place. We hear Melissa say that their kids were robbed, that they outdanced all the dancers on stage today. They did a good job dancing, yes.
I think you danced really well.
Maybe it was a little bit appropriate.
You took the words right out of my mouth, Nia.
Out of the mouths of babes.
Yeah, I agree with Nia. I think the judges didn't think that it was appropriate. Christi says that this is a monumental moment for them.
We don't come in here as the Abby Lee Dance Company and not place in the top 5. I think the judges were really setting a statement, and, it doesn't feel good to get our butts kicked.
Holly asks what they think Miss Abby's gonna say, and the girls say they don't know and they don't want to know. Christi says that Abby's going to get the score sheets back.
We're going to know what the judges' thoughts were, and I guarantee you the judges are thinking inappropriate.
Abby asks the girls if it's not nice to be up there and not win the overall, is it? And says that they're not used to that.
Maybe those judges didn't like you,
No. She continues that maybe she didn't like what the judges had on. Like, the costumes aren't the problem because she doesn't like the way the judges are dressed either.
I thought they looked fabulous. I thought it was a hot number. I thought it was exciting. I thought it was 2011. I thought they did a great job.
Well, they did do a great job. It was a little too hot of a number for a 9 to 12 age group. And it is 2011. Abby tells the girls thank you and to head upstairs and try to get some pictures. What kind of pictures? Pictures in their costume? Pictures with fans? I hope not yet. No pictures with fans in this outfit. But Holly and Christi are not done with this conversation.
Abby, I really need to see you right now, please. Christi and I need to talk to you. So, over here's a little bit more private. We can talk over here.
Okay.
Abby,
They walk over to somewhere a little more private.
I respect your creativity and your talent. That was over the top, inappropriate for little girls.
That was very well stated.
That left me very uncomfortable to see my little girl on stage gyrating, smacking her butt.
I mean, yeah, that would leave me uncomfortable also.
When they went down and opened their legs, I almost walked out of it.
So they're explaining it well. They're upset, but they are clearly communicating what they are upset about. And they're just like waiting for Abby to jump in and say something.
I mean, that's...
And you know what's so weird is your child loved it and wanted to do it.
Oh, well, yeah, Abby, we already talked about that. They think they're just wearing a costume and doing what they're told to do. They don't understand what it looks like to most other people.
Yeah, I know. But it's our job as her mentors to protect them, not encourage that.
Exactly.
I agree. Sometimes the parent has to say, no, you can't wear that in public.
I am the coach. I am their teacher. I make creative decisions, and I have to stand by them.
I kind of think that she does understand, but she's saying that she's going to stick by what she did, which I also understand. But would it really be that hard to say, like, I understand what you're saying, I will take that into consideration in the future?
If you don't like it, get up and walk out of the auditorium.
Well, no, that's not what they're saying. Well, they did say that, but that's not the point, and we all know that.
She is a child. She is 9 years old.
Yes,
and I'm
go ask your go ask your 9-year-old if she likes what she's wearing.
We discussed this many times. The girls think they're wearing a costume. They don't understand.
It's not their decision. It's our responsibility as their parent.
Yes, I agree. But then Holly says this.
People are looking at us. They're judging us.
Like,
Who knows what they would wear?
They're judging you?
Absolutely. I'm the mother. I let her go on stage like that.
Yes, it is the parents' responsibility ultimately. That's how most people would probably see it. And what does Abby say?
Well, then maybe you should not come.
Right. If you don't like it, then leave, instead of coming to an agreement, or even just saying that she understands what they're saying. Holly started this conversation saying that she respected Abby's creativity and talent. Where's that respect from Abby to Holly and Christi? Then Abby continues.
You need to stay at home, and your daughter should come. Yes.
Absolutely.
So I talked about that it might be okay for the parents to drop the students off for rehearsals, but I do think that a parent should go with them when they travel out of town for a competition. That's very different than being in class at the studio. And the issue here is the moms thought the costumes were inappropriate, and Abby's response is for the parents to stay home, thus having even less control how the kids go on stage. I guess that could be one way to handle it. Christi says that Abby is like the Queen of Hearts, off with their heads.
Never reasonable. She never can understand and listen to somebody else's point of view. It's always like, done.
Holly says that she's a mom and she's emotional and she can't see her child on stage like that. Abby says, like, let me ask you this. And Holly's like, no, that was over the top and I have to go right now. And she walks away. There was no yelling. They clearly stated their concerns. Abby responded to their concerns. They were still not happy, so they left.
Christi and Holly verbally assaulted me.
No, they most certainly did not.
When a parent opens their mouth, they are ruining their child.
No, what?
And that's what they need to think about.
What? They need to think about what? You didn't even say that to them. You said not to come to the competition. They need to think about that. When they say something to you, they're ruining their child. Then we get this iconic Abbyism.
Everyone is replaceable.
Ah, yes, just replace them. If the parent has a concern, just leave and replace them. Abby says that that's the first thing you learn in her studio, that everyone's replaceable. Then she says,
that is the last time it will ever happen. It should not have happened.
What? That a parent would think a costume is inappropriate? Oh, she means the verbal assaulting, right? Abby says that Chloe absolutely loves the costume, loves what she's doing, and is a very talented little girl.
But her mother's going to ruin her. It's obvious.
What? I think Holly was more upset than Christi was. Like, they were both very calm about it. Neither of them did anything that would ruin the child. They simply stated that they were uncomfortable with the routine and the costume, and they were told basically to leave. Well, I guess we'll see. And that's episode 2. Thanks for watching. Have a happy day.